And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, happy Tuesday, October 13th to everyone watching. What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on? All right, so you know what? I really, really want to get into this here because this is just absolutely amazing. I've got to say this first and foremost, and that is hoist the colors, the Raiders. Man, what an awesome win this weekend against the Kansas City Chiefs. I know that I picked against the Raiders last weekend, and I felt like an asshole for it just to find them win and beat the Chefs. So that's great. That is a big, big win for the Raiders in their division, in their conference, in everything. So I'm just so happy the Raiders got a big, big win. I cannot tell you how happy that makes me. I imagine I don't have to tell you because you can see from the screen and you can hear it in my voice that I'm pretty much very tickled by that. So without further ado, I wanted to go ahead and jump into the picks from last week, and then we'll do the picks for week 6. So bear with me 1 second here. And you guys should be seeing my screen right now. Let me just check and make sure I'm broadcasting what I wanted to broadcast here. It looks like I am. So, all right. So, NFL Week 5 pick results: 9 wins, 4 losses, 1 game postponed. And I know a lot of you are saying, well, that's not 16 games, and you're absolutely right because the buys have started now, I guess, and so on and so forth. I mean, you can see the schedule on the left as opposed to the results on the right, and I think all the games are there except for the Patriots, which that apparently that Denver at New England game got pushed to upcoming week 6. So we will see that, I guess, this Sunday allegedly. So NFL Week 5 pick results: 9 wins, 4 losses, 1 game postponed. Tampa Bay Buccaneers right away lost for me on Thursday night, and Adam started texting me immediately saying that I made the wrong pick, and then wouldn't you know it, I looked at the score and it was 20-19. What kind of bullshit is that? Anyway, Atlanta loses again, and they fire their head coach and general manager as well. So Atlanta was a loss. Oh, the Buffalo and Tennessee game. Yeah, I think that was the one that got pushed to tonight, I think it is. So I had picked the Bills in that game, and I stand by that pick, but I don't have a result for that game. So that game is tonight. That'll be after the show, so I'll talk about it next Tuesday. Kansas City Chiefs, as I said, the Raiders went into Kansas City and beat Kansas City at home. That is huge potential ramifications for playoffs, for division. That was a great, great win by the Raiders. Arizona Cardinals go on the road, beat the New York Jets. Not a real big surprise there. Cardinals seem to play very well. Unfortunately, I believe they lost Chandler Jones in that game, so that's, man, going to be a tough loss going forward. I hope that he can get back as soon as possible. Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Philadelphia Eagles in the Battle of Pennsylvania. No big surprise there. Los Angeles Rams down the Washington football team. Baltimore Ravens win again. That's not that big of a surprise. Cincinnati, they're still finding their way. They got a rookie quarterback, so on and so forth. The Ravens are still dynamite. They win. Houston Texans, as I predicted, they would win their first game after hiring a new coach or I should say, making somebody their interim coach and firing Bill O'Brien. So Houston did beat Jacksonville. Um, San Francisco losing at home to Miami. Now that right there is pretty damn surprising to me. But it almost looks as if San Francisco is going to have that Super Bowl hangover season, and that's just what this is. And so they lost at home to Miami. They've lost at home to Arizona. So I don't know. Maybe San Francisco is not going to be the threat this season that we thought they may have been. Cleveland Browns win again. And, man, what can you say? Cleveland's playing pretty damn well. Dallas Cowboys win the football game, but potentially are hurt for the season and beyond because Dak Prescott's broken ankle. So that's, I think the Cowboys are in decent hands with Andy Dalton, but I don't know. He's hit or miss. I think it's really going to depend on how the people play around him. But I think he can be a good game manager, and maybe the Cowboys will be okay. But still, I mean, Dak brings stuff to the table that Andy Dalton doesn't. So we'll see what happens. But best wishes and speedy recovery to Dak Prescott. New England Patriots already said that game was postponed, and I think that's moving to Week 6 from Week 5. Seattle Seahawks win at home, and New Orleans Saints go to overtime against the Los Angeles Chargers and win. So, wow, the Chargers I think are a lot better football team than I've given them credit for so far this year. They seem to play teams tough, so good for them. I'm lucky the Saints won that game because 9 wins and 4 losses. Man, one game. Yeah, technically I guess that would have been 2 games postponed, but 9-4, not that great of a week. So we'll see what happens. All right, so Week 6. Let's go ahead and zoom in on this a little bit. And so Sunday, October 18th, I'm taking Tennessee over Houston. Tennessee's playing at home, so I'll take the home team, Tennessee. Cincinnati at Indianapolis. I was actually looking at points differentials the other day, and it looks like Indianapolis has a pretty significant points differential over their opponents. So I will take Indy at home against Cincinnati. Atlanta at Minnesota. I don't know if the coach and general manager firing will do for Atlanta what it did for Houston, but I'm going to take Minnesota at home against the Atlanta Falcons. This Denver and New England game, as I previously mentioned in this video, was postponed and moved from Week 5 to Week 6. So it's Denver at New England, and I will take New England over Denver. Washington at New York Giants. I think the Giants played the Cowboys pretty tough this weekend, given their injuries and so forth. But I'm actually going to take Washington at New York in this NFC East battle. So Baltimore at Philadelphia. I will take Baltimore at Philadelphia. That's kind of a no-brainer because honestly, I don't know what the hell Philly is this year. They're up and down and this and that. So, and it's going to be hard for me to pick against Baltimore because they're pretty damn good. So, Baltimore over Philly. This one is an interesting matchup. Cleveland at Pittsburgh. Normally in this AFC North battle, I would take probably the home team. But honestly, I'm pretty impressed with the way Cleveland's played, and I know Cleveland and Pittsburgh are bitter rivals, so I'm gonna pick Cleveland. I mean, I'm a little reluctant to do so, but I don't know, man. I mean, I'll take Cleveland. Yeah, Cleveland on the road at Pittsburgh. Chicago, you bit me in the ass last week. Thursday night, you beat Tampa, and I didn't expect you to do that. So here you go. Now you're going to Carolina. Uh, and Carolina's played surprisingly well considering their injuries. But I'm more reluctantly taking Chicago at Carolina than I am Cleveland at Pittsburgh. So, but I will take Chicago at Carolina. Detroit at Jacksonville. I'll take Detroit on the road at Jacksonville for the win. New York at Miami. Miami's coming off that win, and I think they're going to get another one. This is an AFC East opponent, so I think Miami will beat the New York Jets at home in Miami. Green Bay at Tampa Bay, the Battle of the Bays. I'll take Green Bay over Tampa. Los Angeles Rams at San Francisco 49ers. San Francisco, I still contend Super Bowl hangover or something. But whatever it is, I think the Rams are the hungrier team. So I'll take the Rams at the San Francisco 49ers. And then Monday, October 19th, Kansas City at Buffalo. Man, that's going to be a tight turnaround for Buffalo and Tennessee if they're playing tonight and then playing again on Sunday. Kansas City at Buffalo. I'll take Kansas City on the road, especially after that loss at home. They're going to be pissed off, but this ought to be a real close and contentious game. So it would not surprise me at all to see Buffalo win that game, but I'll take Kansas City coming off the loss. And then Arizona at Dallas. I think Arizona can handle Andy Dalton as the Dallas Cowboys starting quarterback, so I will take Arizona on the road at Dallas for the win. All right. So let me see what else we got on the docket here. Yeah, next up I got a couple of other stories for everyone. And I also want to pause here during this video and wish happy birthday to my friend Jay, and a happy birthday to all the other October birthdays out there. Funny story, I was actually married to a woman with the birth date of 10/20, and I dated a woman for a long time that had the 10/19 as her birthday, and so it's kind of funny. There's something I seem to dig about Libra females. I don't know, but anyway, just a little bit about me, and in case you care, it's a nice way to break stuff up. But there's this interesting story out of the UFC that I wanted to show everyone, and it's this Georges St. Pierre Khabib Nurmagomedov only option for possible UFC return. So this was from October 7th. Georges St. Pierre is leaving the door slightly open for a return to the UFC, and Khabib Nurmagomedov would be the only opponent he'd consider. The UFC legend told ESPN on Wednesday that he has mixed feelings about an octagon comeback, but would not completely rule it out. If it does happen, St. Pierre said the only foe he would be interested in is Nurmagomedov, the undefeated UFC lightweight champion. See, if I ever come back, I'm not coming back for many fights, said St. Pierre in an interview promoting his new partnership with O2 Industries and its fitness respirator. If I come back, it would be for one fight, and I need to take, and I need to take for me the biggest fish, and the one for me, I believe, the top guy right now. The name is Khabib. As a fighter, the most exciting thing is to take the guy who seems invincible, unbeatable. He has the aura of invincibility, but it's also the scariest thing to do. So that would be a pretty interesting story, I think, to see that fight. But it just seems like it would be hard pressed for George St. Pierre to get down to that lightweight. But of course, I don't know the. Oh, look, I got some comments here from Adam. Let's see. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. Okay, yeah. I feel you, bro. I feel you. I actually like Dalton more than Dak as well. Really? Well, I don't know if I like him more than Dak. I know that I think he's a capable game manager, and I don't necessarily think it's as harmful as taking a rookie or a real inexperienced guy. So, and then no way on Cleveland over Big Ben. I don't know, man. I'm not so sure about that. I'm telling you, those guys played really, really contentious games. Hopefully nobody's swinging helmets at anybody else this year. But that's that AFC North, man. That's a tough, tough division, and those guys, big blue collar cities like that, and their football teams absolutely show it. So I think that Cleveland and Pittsburgh game may be the matchup of the week for sure. Let's see. Oh yeah, I also wanted to highlight that OU bounced back this past weekend to defeat Texas in the Red River Showdown, and that's a nice win for Oklahoma in what has been a turd of a season for them thus far. I don't really expect them to make much hay because I think other teams are going to go undefeated, but it's always nice to see Oklahoma beat Texas. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. And then got some sad news, which, it's a terrible, terrible thing, man. I just, I didn't even know this guy had been sick, but Baseball Hall of Famer Joe Morgan dies at 77. So this is from October 12th. Hall of Fame second baseman Joe Morgan, a key member of the Cincinnati Reds' famed Big Red Machine, died Sunday. He was 77. Morgan died Sunday at his home in Danville, California. Family spokesman James Davis said in a statement Monday, Morgan struggled with various health issues in recent years, including a nerve condition, a form of polyneuropathy. Morgan was a two-time National League Most Valuable Player, a 10-time All-Star, and a 5-time Gold Glove Award winner. He is widely regarded as one of the best second basemen in baseball history, and he gained renown for his 25-plus years as a broadcaster after his playing career. Now, that's what I knew Joe Morgan as, because I'm not quite old enough to be up on everything Big Red Machine, but I'm old enough to know that it existed and who Joe Morgan was. And and even though I haven't watched Sunday Night Baseball in a long, long time or any of that, I thought he was a pretty excellent broadcaster for what it was, especially, it's always a good gig for these former players to get into broadcasting, and it's nice to see them be able to do that and continue to be around the game and make money and be relevant. So before I go and wrap this broadcast up, I want to ask everyone to make sure that they like, subscribe, and share. And I also want to ask you, if you're watching the UFC fight this weekend, do you think that Justin Gaethje can beat Khabib, or do you think this is just another guy who throws punches, who's not going to be able to compete with the wrestling and the smothering that Khabib does? Because me personally, I just feel like we've seen this story before, and it's always the same thing. This time it's going to be different, and this time it's going to be different, and no, bullshit. It's not going to be any different. I think Khabib is going to do what he always does. He's going to come in, he's going to smother, he's going to suppress. And the thing about Khabib is, why, if your strength is punching, is he going to stand there and trade punches with you? He might for a little bit, but it's not his game plan. He's going to work toward getting your weakness and exploiting your weakness and wearing you down to where those hard punches you were throwing at the beginning of the fight aren't as hard by the end of the fight. You're tired. That's when he gets you down. He submits you. And it's probably not going to be any different this weekend. I'll take Khabib over Nurmagomedov. I'll take Khabib over Gaethje. I think it's this weekend. I think it's this Saturday. I don't know. I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna buy that pay-per-view. But anyway, be interesting to know what you guys think about that UFC fight. If you watch the UFC, then let me know in the comment section below who you're taking in that fight. And I will see all of you beautiful people next Tuesday, where hopefully we'll stop having these postponed games and weird stuff happening. And I hope you guys are staying safe and healthy and happy out there. And I will talk to you next Tuesday, October 20th. So until then, be good to yourselves and each other. God bless.